Did I do the mark? I did the mark. Okay. Highly visible entity is our next one. Oh god, this looks like a long one. Okay. Euclid. SCP-2066 is currently contained in a standard humanoid containment chamber constructed at the original discovery location in Greenland. Degree North. Degree West. This cell is equipped with video surveillance equipment to confirm SCP-2066's continued presence. However, as SCP-2066 has not displayed unusual strength or intelligence, escape is considered unlikely. Images of SCP-2066 do not retain its anomalous effect. Containment efforts are to focus on that footnote is what people wish 096 was in the Foundation world. Like, man, I wish I could just look at a photo of him without, dying. Containment efforts are to focus on preventing civilian access to SCP-2066 area of effect, defined as a circle of radius 4 kilometers centered on the containment chamber. In the event that any persons enter the area of effect, they must be taken into custody and monitored for symptoms of -1 conversion for a minimum of 1 week. Any instances of -1 must be terminated at the earliest opportunity. Subjects not displaying symptoms may be released pending administration of Class C amnestics. Description: SCP-2066 is a humanoid entity 1.6 meters in height, with proportions approximately those of an adult male, though notably lacking a head. The entity does not appear to possess internal organs or clearly defined skeletal structure. Rather, it is composed entirely of an unidentified tar-like substance with a mottled surface. SCP-2066 remains visible regardless of any obstruction between itself and the observer, including fog, solid walls, terrain, formation, or the viewer eyelids. Basically, you get Widowmaker's wall hacks ultimate. No matter where they are, you can see where they are. On the ground, I see them. In the sky, I know where they are. If you have binoculars and you see an airplane passing by, you can see him on there. Yeah, he's in there. After viewing SCP-2066 from close range, subjects' visual perception of SCP-2066 will diverge from its actual location. Exact distance varies, but it appears to be roughly 200 meters. Wait. Subjects' visual perception of SCP-2066 will diverge from its actual location. When turning their head to face away from SCP-2066, these subjects report that the entity reappears at a new location, causing it to remain visible at all times. It's kind of like when you look at a light for too long and then you look away from it and you still see the, like, for example, I have a ring light here. It's not very bright, but if it's like maximum brightness and you just stare at it and you look somewhere else and you still see the ring circle, you're like, wait, I'm looking away, but I can still see the ring. Kind of like that. Any subjects experiencing this secondary effect are designated -1. Discovery: SCP-2066 was discovered by climatologists T and E F while conducting research on the Greenland ice sheet. Both witnesses fled the area before being affected by the object's secondary properties. What the fuck? Where did priestess come from? And proceeded to submit video of the anomaly to several news organizations, where it came to the attention of the Foundation operatives. Class C amnestics were administered to all non-Foundation personnel aware of the incident. A containment team stationed at outpost GRL-12 was successful in containing the anomaly. However, all members of the containment team came under the influence of the entity's secondary effect. Of course, you had to get close to contain it, right? You need the scramble goggles. Each instance of -1 was monitored in individual holding cells and interviewed daily. Subject 2, 5, and 7 attempted to hide symptoms. 4 refused to speak with interviewers, and -1 and -3 provided only minimal details. The most informative interviews were with -1-6, formerly containment specialist M, T, and are reproduced below. Interview log L1 day 1. Okay, we have multiple interviews. Here we go. Interview -1-6. Interviewer Dr. V. Interview was conducted on the same day as the containment mission. Good evening. -1 classification had not yet been created. I'd like to ask you some questions about the event of the containment mission. You were in command of the containment mission, correct? That's right. At what point did you... Wait. Oh, hold on. I know the protocol. Ask away. You were in command of the containment mission, correct? That's right. At what point did you first notice the object's secondary effects? I think we were maybe 200 meters away. Once we realized everyone was seeing it in different directions, we thought it might be a defense mechanism, like it was trying to keep us from finding it. The camera still showed in its original location, so we figured that it weren't affected. It's real awkward work trying to build around something you can only see through a camera, but the thing doesn't walk very fast. Of course, our theory was wrong. If it was a defense mechanism, the effects should have stopped after we left. It never went away though. I can still see it, just over your shoulder. Could you describe its behavior? There's not much to describe, mostly it just stands there. Except when I look directly at it. That really seems to get its attention. Then it starts coming towards me. I try not to look at it. Thank you, that will be all for now. End log. Researchers note several instances of -1 later reported difficulty sleeping due to the constant visibility of SCP-2066. Sleep was induced with medication higher than the recommended dosage was required. This is like the very similar to the one SCP where like you always see something at the corner of your eye, and you always feel like it's in the room with you. But this one is not. This one is not like you feel like it's in the room with you, and you always like whenever you try to look at it, it vanishes. No. You always see it. Individual log 2066-L-2 day 2. Pardon me. Yep, same people. -1-6 voluntarily requests an interview to report additional symptoms. Hello again. You said you had a new development to report. Why the fuck do motherfuckers keep hanging in our perception? Good question. Good, I don't know. Yes, breakfast was terrible. Pardon? That's just the thing. Normally I love pancakes, but today I couldn't taste a damn thing. Couldn't smell it either. It was kind of wet. Sorry, is there someone behind me? -1-6 turns to look directly at researcher J, who was observing the interview through one-way glass. J was not visible from the interview room. Never mind. Anyway, it could just be a cold, but my nose isn't stuffy. I'll make a note of it. Has there been any change in SCP-2066? It's only 1 minute or so out now, but otherwise no change. Alright, thank you for your time. I was about to say something, but then I was like, oh, if I say that, YouTube might be like, no, don't spread misinformation, and then try to kill this video again. Not again, but kill a video of mine again. Interview log L3- day 3, same thing. -1-6 reported additional symptoms which were confirmed by the outpost medical team. An interview was conducted to obtain additional information about the progression of the condition. Begin log. Hello, could you describe your symptoms again for the record? What? Please repeat what you told me earlier. Oh, right. I can't really see much anymore. Everything is getting kind of dim and smeary, I guess. It's like there's some kind of dark smoke in the air. It's getting thicker all the time. Of course, I can still see the thing through the smoke. It's the only thing I can see clearly. And my hearing is getting muffled too. I don't think I'll be able to hear you much longer. That's not the weirdest part though. I can feel this sort of sharpness around me. Not sharp like a knife, sharp like a really focused image. I think it's when people look at me. Would you prefer not to be observed? No. It's actually quite pleasant. Kind of warm and bright. Once my vision goes completely, it's about all I have to focus on. Well, other than that headless thing. It's getting hard not to look at it. It's about 50 meters out now. I can use any distraction I can get. I'll see what we can do. Thank you for your cooperation. Doctor? Yes? How are the others holding up? I'm afraid I can't divulge that information. Right. Yeah. Protocol. End log. And now we get Tupac? Oh no. This is getting depressive, and now Tupac's coming in like, oh yeah. Let me sing a song about changes. the struggle of a motherfucker on the streets. Interview log L4 day 4. Forward, all instances of -1 were given an accelerated course in Braille so that the communication could continue. Dr. V posed questions using a Braille typewriter. Begin log. -1-6, has there been any change in your condition? Figured they'd get around to it eventually. What? I don't get number 1 for being the team lead. -1-6, the designations were assigned alphabetically. I know. Just trying to add some levity to the situation. Please try to remain on topic. Continues without reading the previous line. I mean, goddammit, why am I trying to be so calm and professional all the time? Like, this is no big deal. Who am I trying to impress? It's not like it would mean anything. If you fired me now, in a few hours you could probably use literal fire, and I'm not sure I even feel it. Both know exactly what's going on here. We're all anomalies now, and you're just milking us for as much information as you can before it's pulled to the head time. We are doing everything we can to find a cure for your condition. Everything you can. Yeah, I've worked here long enough to know what that means. The subject stands up and walks to the side of the room, then proceeds to punch the wall, causing fractures of the second and third proximity phalanges. Subject does not appear to notice the injury. Still facing the wall. If you want info, here's all I can tell you. I can't see, I can't hear, I can't taste or smell. I barely felt the wall just now. All I can sense is that thing standing in front of me, and a weird twang when people look in my direction. I think I can feel them from all over the outposts now. I don't think we'll get anything else from this one. This interview is concluded. And then incident log -I-1. For between 1347 and 1519, 2nd 18/2000, all instances of -1 were observed to move to the southwest corners of their walls. Analysis indicates that they all were facing directly towards Nuuk, the largest settlement in Greenland. Nuuk, you're here! You're in the SCP! Begin log 1448. I don't know what that is, but it's bright and crisp and warm and sharp and bright and moving and alive. That remains silent for 2 hours. 1651. I can't keep from looking at that ugly thing now. It's right in front of me. End log. Beginning at 52. Instance of -1 began displaying physical abnormalities. 1652. Skin begins to darken and toughen. Subject appeared to have reduced flexibility. 1726. Sensory organs begin to shrivel and recede into the head. Hair begins to falling out. 1840. Skin is now indistinguishable from SCP-2066. Head and neck begin receding into the torso. Given the danger to personnel at Outpost GRL-12, if -1 instances begin displaying the properties of SCP-2066 and the added risk of containing multiple instances of site, I recommend that all instances be terminated. Dr. V. Termination is authorized. Proceed immediately. Outpost Director W. Yeah, because otherwise you have a killer situation on your hand where like it spreads, keeps on going. Luckily, it takes quite some time for them to become like SCP-2066, but yeah, you better hurry up. It is kind of creepy to think about that this weird tar slime thing is like slowly walking towards you. But only if you look at it. Only if you look at it and you then become it. It is pretty messed up. But it is a good it's a cool idea. Because you have so many things that like only move when you look away. Now, like in modern horror media, you have so many beasts, creatures, things that only like act when you look away from them. Even like the statue, if you think about it, right? It's like when you blink, oh, then it looks at you. 096, of course, is the first example of the SCPs where like if you look at it, then it moves, but it's also just but this one is like literally it only moves when you look at it. Otherwise, it doesn't do that. Which, of course, if it's like in the middle of your fucking site, there's only so long you can like keep looking to the left or down or right, and like try to like look at all the edges of your eyeball before you just look directly at it. It's only a matter of time. How's it going? The moment you showed up, there was a place. There was you were basically mentioned in the SCP, but it was spelled like this, and I said like, "Oh hey, you're in it. Look at ya."